Phil.
Yes. Hello.
Hi.
Hey.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how excited are you for this week's top 5 hockey card sales?
7.8. 7.8 today. I was a hard 10 of a couple hours ago, but then I had to go do adult stuff. So let's get in with though. Let's get me excited.
Let's have fun. Let's talk about some hockey cards. All right. Let's get right to it. Coming in at number 5, Phil.
Huh? Nice.
Yeah.
Surprise. Not really.
Shocking.
Shocking. Oh my goodness.
Well, we kick off our top 5 with the most expensive base Young Guns card you'll ever see, right?
Yeah.
It's a 2005-06 Alexander Ovechkin Young Guns PSA 10 that sold for $5,005 on February 6th via Slapshark's eBay auction. Have we ever played Guess the Pop on this card, Phil? And no, I don't mean Find Your Dad. I mean the population count.
Yeah, he went for milk and he never came back. I have no clue what the pop would be. Quick question. When people say, do you know what the pop report is? And someone says 500. Is that all 500 that have been graded, or is that just 500 tens?
500 tens. Yeah, so you're guessing how many tens.
So when you say, guess what the pop report on this Alexander Ovechkin 8, I know this is a 10, but it was a PSA 8. I would guess the pop report specifically for that 8.
That is correct, yeah.
Okay, thank you. And no, I do not have a guess for this. Like, pop report would be 500 tens out there?
1,304 PSA 10s.
Swing and a miss.
Now, here's something interesting. The 52-week low on a PSA 10, $3,049. 52-week high is shade under 6,000 at $5,950 US dollars. But nevertheless, $5,000 is a lot of money for a base Young Guns.
I'm looking for a good PSA 8, and I want to buy the card, not the grade, and I'm looking for a nice Ovechkin or a raw, but you're not going to find too many nice raws.
You want to find like a sexy 8? That's what you're looking for?
Sexy 8, yeah, sexy 8 with a few imperfections, but that I'm okay to live with.
Just fun to cuddle up with that night.
Yeah, you got to be careful. I'll take pictures next time.
Now, do you think $5,000 is worth it for a base Young Guns of this card?
No, I don't. I think it would be worth it if it was an exclusive, but then I also think it'd be worth a lot more if it was an exclusive because there's only 100 of one of the greatest hockey players of all time. A little bit of a conflicting feeling on that one.
Yeah, at the time of recording too, right? Only 16 goals now away from the great one, Wayne Gretzky.
Yeah, 30 games-ish left, so he's just got to get one every 2 games. Then I will not be checking my DMs on that day.
A lot of empty netters. Yeah, you'll hear it for sure. All right, you ready to move on to number 4?
Absolutely.
Last week? Okay, Number 4 is, now this is kind of an interesting one. It's going to we're seeming very vanilla so far. I get it. First of all, do you love the carpet backdrop on this card? I hate when people do that.
Funny, eh? Yeah, it looks good. It looks like a 3D Wayner. Yeah.
It looks like newer carpet. So
newer carpet.
Good on them.
Good. Nice new carpet.
Yes. So this 1979 O-Pee-Chee Wayne Gretzky BVG 8. Now here's where it gets a little spicy, Phil.
Sheet cut.
It's got the Fanatics Collect or old PWCC superior eye appeal rating.
Oh.
Putting it in the top 5%.
Wow.
Of all graded BVG 8 copies. And you're like, well, 5% of what? It's 272 copies were graded, so that would put in like the top 13 or so.
Okay.
Now, Phil, are you smelling a crossover opportunity with this one or no?
I'm not, but I think some others might be. Yes, opportunity is knocking, folks. Yeah, for the educated flipper, right? The smart, intelligent flipper. This isn't a card bro flip, I would think, unless they get lucky.
Well, sure, because you get that third-party view on the card that says this is a really, really great one. Now you have to trust their opinion. You have to do your own analysis. But at $6,426, what this card sold for last week, that's about half of what a PSA 8 even goes for.
Yeah, it's a good opportunity. And you know what? Someone might have just bought this and said, I love this copy, and I've been waiting for a copy like this to come out for a very long time. Boom, right in the PC.
Oh,
yeah,
beautiful.
So cute.
Now, what sort of weight do these various third-party endorsements have on you? Whether it's like the Fanatics Collect Eye Appeal or the NBA sticker, the gold sticker on a card, does that mean anything to you?
Yeah, I like it. It makes me feel it's like when I used to go to a bookstore. We used to go by there used to be stores, buildings where you'd go in and purchase books. I know we all order it on Amazon now, and we listen when we read. And I like that. When they had editors pick, I definitely paid attention. You're not going to agree with all of them, but the majority of those that lean into top 5% or editors pick or whatever the Fanatics one is. I like it, and it's a good suggestion that maybe you should pay attention a little closer, and then you do your analysis, like you said.
Yep. Okay, we're gonna move on to number 3, and I always love it when I get to feature a card from my all-time favorite set.
Oh, nice, good.
This 2012 Fleer Retro Sidney Crosby 9798 Retro PMG Green PSA 7. That's multiple. Sold for $9,000 US on February 2nd via the Fanatics Collect weekly auction. This is the 4th public sale ever for one of the copy of this card per card letter sales history. It's again a 2012 Crosby Green PMG. It's also the least amount one has sold for to date.
Mm-hmm.
The last sale was for a BGS 8, sold for $14,945 last March, and the highest sale of any copy was BGS 9, sold for $19,100 US dollars in April of 2021. And what I would say, if you are a PMG fan and you like Sidney Crosby, this is the card to get. It's the very first year of PMGs for hockey. Uses the classic 1997-98 design from Metal Universe, the basketball set from the 90s. And remember, too, there were no gold PMGs in 2012. So this is the most rare parallel that you can get for the PMG. You like this card?
Great looking card. It's iconic. It has pedigree. Big legs to run on. It's the first PMG, right? In 2012, Fleer Retro. So a lot of people watching might not know that this PMG is very, very iconic. First PMGs of hockey.
Of hockey, yeah.
And the 2012 Fleer Retro is going down in history as one of the craziest, coolest sets of all time.
I agree.
Josh has a box unopened.
Yeah. I also think that in my own calculus, the weird math that happens in my mind, a PSA 7 for a PMG like this is kind of equivalent to a PSA 9 of a normal card. So I wouldn't be afraid of that grade.
I think a PMG card would look fantastic in a top loader or a ultimate holder from Pather. Which one is it? I don't know. Or a one touch ultimate.
Just keep saying words and hope maybe you'll land one of them.
Yeah, so card number 2.
Card number 2, kind of back to vanilla. Well, here though, the interesting thing here is this is one of the 826 PSA 8 O-Pee-Chee Gretzky's, and it's over 11,700 on February 2nd via the Fanatics Collect Weekly. But in the context of the BVG8 with the superior eye appeal rating, again, that sold for roughly
that's a way better card too compared to this
of what this one sold for. So the savvy buyer, Phil, was the one that got maybe the better card for about half the price. And I don't really have much else to say other than, with 800 copies of a PSA 8, buy carefully, choose the right card, seek the counsel of others. But that's
goes through waves, right? Grading, to keep it super simple. There's a feel or a vibe or a culture around grading in big waves. I wouldn't say every quarter, but yearly maybe. Leniency goes down, leniency goes up. More, you don't know what's going on with staffing issues, and educate yourself and buy the card. PSA, SGC, Beckett, they're all offering a great service, but it's also good to educate yourself, and together you could have a beautiful symbiotic relationship in the hobby.
Yeah, anytime you have 800 or 1,000 cards in one grade, there's going to be a spectrum of condition.
Yeah.
There's going to be the worst 8 and there's going to be the best 8. And if you can get the best 8 for a middle 8 price, then you're doing really, really well. All right. The number 1 card is a very interesting one, and one I can't wait to talk to you about. This 1924 Champs C144 hockey, the Stanley Cup PSA 2, sold for $12,000 US dollars by the Fanatics Collect Weekly auction. It was the highest publicly selling hockey card last week. Now, Phil, this is the baby version of the Stanley Cup.
Little baby Stanley.
Oh, it's like Baby Groot from, what is that? Guardians of the Galaxy, right?
Or Yoda, Baby Yoda. He's
Baby
the
Yoda. Oh, yeah.
But it's not Yoda, but, we call it Baby Yoda.
Cup's a little girthier now. This is a very rare card indeed, and Also, Phil, oh no, it
What?
dethroned your beloved 1990 Pro Set Stanley Cup hologram as potentially the most expensive Stanley Cup card.
That's
Now,
okay. That's okay. Let the original win. I'm a man of history. Let it go. Champs cigarette.
what's interesting about this is a PSA 2 that's over 12 grand. The prior sale of any copy of this card before that was a PSA 5 that sold for only 4,600 in 2021.
Do you think
if that
Jeremy
were to
bought
go,
it?
I don't know.
Probably like,
You got
crap, I didn't buy the 2.
We call him. Wouldn't that be
Nah,
funny?
he's kind of busy, I think.
Well, whoever paid $4,600 for that PSA 5 is probably a very happy camper today, seeing that a 2 sold for 12,000. A really nice eye appeal on this card, though.
Yeah, this makes me happy. I love this. When I see big price on vintage, heck yes, sir. Good job.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, we had a little bit of a vanilla sprinkled in this week, but I think we ended up with a pretty interesting card. And it's just what I think is fascinating about doing this weekly video is the variety, right? Some weeks it's all cards we've haven't seen since in the 4 months we've been doing this, and other weeks it feels like it's a little bit of same old.
I'd like to, there's a human being out there that bought this card and put this bid in. I would love, I don't know, there's not one person in my life other than Jeremy and a couple of casual acquaintances from the Ottawa show. I don't know someone who would drop almost 20 grand Canadian to buy this card. And I would love to meet and talk to that person. I feel they would be very emotionally well grounded. I feel like they would be very successful in life financially. I feel like they have a good family. I feel like your things are together if you're willing to spend this kind of money on a piece of history in this thing of ours of hockey hobbying. And please reach out to Josh. I'll be on my best behavior if you ever want to come on the podcast. I would just love to meet these people who value these cards and put their money where their mouth is. Good on you, sir or madam. Probably not a woman, but that'd be cool if it was too. And if you're single, that'd be even way cooler.
Like on your show when you somebody named Kelly commented and you got very excited.
Yeah, I know.
That's like, I'm a boy.
Yeah.
My theory on your very beautiful statement there is I'm assuming this is not the first vintage card you bought. This is somebody that's really deep into it. You know how I love O-Pee-Chee, right? Well, I didn't begin to love O-Pee-Chee the first year I was in the hobby.
Correct.
I evolved to such refined case where I love glow in the dark sports cards.
It's part of your arc, your trajectory.
Yeah. All right. Well, Phil, that's your top 5 selling hockey cards for last week.
That's it.
If you guys enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. And guess what? We have nothing better to do. We'll be back next week. See you then.